What's up, guys? It's Scarra here from theScore eSports here with freshly minted LCS returnees, Phoenix One, Gate, and Inori. How are you guys doing?
We're pretty good.
Doing great. We're just here relaxing, watching the MV set.
So I gotta know, man, how is it knowing that you guys are back into the LCS?
You can take this one.
I guess we kind of thought we are going to get into LCS because it kind of looked easy for us. But it still feels pretty good to be able to play next split.
I heard you guys just threw a huge party after you guys won. Is that all it is now? Now that you guys are back into LCS, you got months of parties ahead of you guys before you come back?
I don't know about months of parties. That's a lot of parties, but we're just taking our time off right now. We're enjoying ourselves, and hopefully we have like a nice rest before we have to come back.
Oh, I mean, you guys are both here casually watching the LCS games. Like, what made you guys want to come out?
Oh, I'm rooting for my boy Proxon. That guy's my best friend, so I gotta come and watch him play.
What about you, Inori?
We actually we're pretty close with the Envy players, so we like to support them whenever they play, and just to be around because they don't have that many fans like us.
All right, so walk me through this get up for both of you. You guys are almost dressed identically. You got matching Vans, matching pants. You guys just shop together, dressed alike. You guys, is that because you guys are similarly minded?
You know what they say: great minds think alike and have similar wardrobes, I guess.
I just like go upstairs and I see him dressed like me. I'm like, one of us has to change. It can't be like this.
But yeah, you told me your owners ended up giving you matching Vans. I hear a lot of great things about the P1 owners. Like, what have they done for you guys throughout the split that make you guys really like loyal? You guys are like insanely loyal to your org.
I'll answer, I guess. I mean, we started off the split pretty bad. Like, it's as an owner, I think it's hard like to not lose your faith like after 09, but they really didn't. They really thought like once Inori came in, we'd be like rocking the league, or we'll at least be having a better time trying to avoid relegation. I think like overall the second half of the split was a good success for us. So that's why we're pretty grateful to them.
Same answer, Nori.
Yeah, mostly they're just really supportive and like whenever we lose a game, they wouldn't like pressure us really hard. They'd kind of like give us motivation and just like accelerate like our growth as a team.
Well, I mean, like a lot of these games right now. Let's focus on the games real quick. Are back in patch 6.15. I know you guys didn't practice on this patch, but what are your initial thoughts about the patch?
We actually ended up practicing just a little bit on this patch. Like we actually scrimmed Envy a little bit, just help him out. And I think since you have to force 2v2 every game, the pace of the game changed a lot. Like there's obviously no like early tower swapping, so there's no like accelerated gold. I think overall most teams are like learning this patch, so you should be seeing like either crazy picks or just like things you wouldn't expect on this patch.
Yeah, I think this patch is like I feel it's favored in Envy just because how they flex all their like solos. So going to this patch, I thought they would probably have the edge in the series, and I still think they do if they just like clean up some of their like early game mistakes. And I just think this patch is pretty wild because like first tower, I saw he gave Sneaky like 650 gold when he got solo, so that kind of boosts in gold for like an AD is pretty big.
I mean, a lot of people give their gold to like the AD carry, but I know you've been taking a lot of the farm on the team. So on this patch, with it, if let's say three people are tower pushing, and it's between you and Mash, who would get the tower gold?
Mash is pretty greedy about it, so he'd probably call me off. But personally, I would want to take it. I just think personally, you would want to give the gold to who you think can benefit the most from it. So if I was on a really like, if I was on like Hecarim, I'd probably like scream at him to give it to me. But on like Rek'Sai or Gragas, I'll be like, hell, okay, I'll let him get the lead this game.
I wanted to ask you, Gabe, personally. A lot of supports right there are coming out with Ruby Sightstone, first item backs. Can you explain to me a little bit why it's happening so much?
Well, mostly Ruby Sightstone. It's not like a mystery or anything. It's just super cheap. Like you get forwards right away, and then you get your Aegis faster. It's true you lose some like gold income because you don't upgrade your support item, but overall like you don't make that much from it anyways. So generally you get to like a faster item. Mostly Aegis. It's just much better if you have it earlier. So most of the time, if you rush Ruby Sightstone, it's just for the sake of cost efficient, like not efficiency, like just saving money basically.
I actually thought that somebody said it was because like it decreases sweeper cooldown and tricky cooldown. Is that something that comes into like consideration after the buff?
Yeah, it's something to think about, but I really just think it's like it's too cheap. Like you just get it anytime. It's the default one for most supports. Actually, I still prefer dive watchers for ranged, but I think for every other like melee support or anything like that, Ruby Sidestone's the way to go.
What about you, Inori? I see Meteos on Rek'Sai going Ruby Rush every game. Is that something you're considering for your team?
Yeah, no, I'm not like the type of player who would want to build it. Like, I don't think I've built it in like the past like 4 weeks.
He doesn't like vision, you know.
I-
He's
I
not a
like-
fan of vision.
I like trinket vision. I like keeping my yellow trinket as our team's jungle vision, but it seems pretty greedy. But like, I try to make the most out of like my red smite and try to get early game advantages for my team. I just think it's like two different styles. Like, he goes heavy vision control because he's not trying to pressure early. He's trying to just give his team vision so they can scale into late game. I'm more scared of like our late game because I feel like our macro is sloppy. But if you're confident to your late game, you can just go Sightstone and just play off that.
So you guys are both here to cheer on for Envy. Your boys out there, like your best friends, and you're here as well. You also told me that you thought Envy would have the matchup today. Like you think on this patch it's favorable for them. Why exactly is that?
And I think they're like a lot better standard players. Like, you know, Ninja's there. They're like the flex masters. They just flex everything they got. So Ken and Lysandra flex, like that stuff really goes well in this meta. And I just think they have advantages in lanes if they don't like first pick GP and get countered right off the bat. If they just play off their counter matchups and flex picks, I think they can win the series pretty easily.
What about you, Gate?
I think I mostly agree with that. They're pretty good standard players, and also yeah, they have like cheesy picks too that also flex. So like you really don't know what to expect out of draft, and I think draft is like one of the most like you must focus draft on this patch, and I think Proxen can make advantages in standard from playing with him. I know he has like a good mind for the game, so it's much easier in my opinion as a jungler to like get advantages in standard.
Well, thinking a little bit ahead in the future. So tomorrow's game is TL versus CLG. Who do you got in that matchup?
Personally, I'd go with CLG just because TL has been looking pretty sloppy like the last few weeks. I'm not too confident in TL going to that series. I think CLG is a more like veteran team and they could probably keep up their morale during the best of 5. So I put my favor in CLG.
I think it's going to be a close series. I mean, both teams kind of like they're pretty close to each other in this like whole season. They dropped games and they got games off each other. So I think it'll go to 5 games, but I'll say CLG.
What about the winner of the entire split?
Maybe I mean that's looking far ahead. I mean, I hope Envy wins, man, but I think TSM that's like an easy one to say. It'll make us look good too because we beat them, right? So I hope TSM wins too. So
I'd actually prefer TSM not to win. I'd rather like an underdog team win just to make the story a lot more hype. Maybe like Envy, make the script. I think Envy would be a nice team to win, or even CLG. I think they struggled a lot during the split, and for them to like redeem themselves through the end, it would be pretty nice.
Well, do you guys have any last minute words to your fans out there who want to stick around for another season?
Expect some good meta off picks, and thank you for all the P1 fans for supporting us, and I hope we have a lot of fans going forward.
yeah, thanks for everyone that supported us, whether you're like fans of us from the start of the split or in the middle, it doesn't matter. Like we're practicing hard in the off season too. Right now is our like little vacation time, so after that we're gonna be working hard, and for next season we'll be sure to like entertain you guys for sure.
This is Scarra here from theScore eSports here with the team with the biggest fan base in North America. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice day.